All right, Jake, so the first question that I had, can you tell us exactly where you were born?
I was born in India. The state is called Central Provinces and the city was Nagpur. The beauty of our country is we were taught if somebody needs help, lend a hand.
So Jake, you're 90 years old?
92.
92 years old. I know you say your family taught you everything, your values, everything, but you were very wise from a very young age. Do you think that's just blessings that were given to you by God?
I'll answer your question. The whole success of my family and similar families like mine because of our elders doing the thing what the Bible says.
And so because the Bible says you reap what you sow.
Yeah,
But
exactly what it said. And you give.
Right.
90% of that Bible, if you read it, all it mentions is giving, not taking.
Yes, yes.
In life, the God, the priest tell you to take care of your family first and then take care of your neighbors. See, the neighbors are a family also. Now, there are not too many people in this world. If you go and tell, oh, he's your relative, because he's your neighbor, he said, you shithead, get the hell out of here. It becomes so simple.
What was the religion that you practiced?
Like I belong to the Muslim religion.
Okay. So do you still pray to this day or not so much?
I should, but I don't.
Okay.
India has two main religions, Hinduism and Muslim. And then there is Christian. The Christians did a real good job when they conquered. If you become a Christian, I'll give you a better job.
They bribed him.
And that's how they started to control Indian politics.
Really?
Every state has three different religions, Christians, Muslims and Hindus.
Okay.
And then a religion is an offspring of Hinduism. They are called Sikh.
Oh,
They
yes,
wear the
Sikh.
turban.
Yes.
Now they are a little bit different than the Hindus.
Why do they wear the turban?
It's a promise to kill all the Muslims.
Really?
Yeah, it's when they were massacred, so they don't cut their hairs. They wear a sword.
Do they get along now with the Muslims?
Oh yes, this is when they were fighting for land.
Okay.
Long
Time ago.
I am born, raised a Muslim. I go to a mosque to pray. I eat meat, goat meat or a cow meat. I don't eat pig because it's not allowed.
And so the food that you eat, is it different than, for example,
Yes.
the Hindu?
That all Hindus are supposed to be vegetarian.
What were your favorite dishes your mom cooked?
Everything.
Everything. Wow.
I have learned over the years, every food is good.
Every culture has good food.
Yeah.
What was your mother and father's name?
My father's name was Ahsan
Hassan? And your mother?
Memuna.
So you think your parents were maybe 13, 14 when they got married?
Or a little bit more, I don't know.
You do remember your parents were arranged marriage.
Yeah, I would say,
They were.
yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I come from a family of 11.
And do you remember all their names?
Yeah.
Well, let's
And
let
I
what.
think I've got a picture of them.
Okay, what are the names?
Okay. Abed,
Is the oldest?
yeah, all this. Sadiq, Mansoor, Harun, Mohsin, Abdeli, and myself.
Your name is very different from their names. Your name's Jake. That must be an American
No,
name.
it's Yaqub,
Got it. Okay. And your four sisters, their names?
Tara, Salma, Zainab, Manik.
Let me ask you: are all your brothers and sisters still alive?
No, I'm the only one.
You're the only one.
In brothers and sisters.
Your mother's occupation? She stayed home with the children.
Mother's occupation always was to take care of the family. All I can say, she raised 11 kids and they all seem
Successful.
to be successful.
Was your mother very strict?
Religion-wise, yes.
So, what was your father's occupation?
Well,
Businessman?
he's another story I should tell you.
Okay, good.
Father must have been about 12 or 13 years going to school. Had an argument with the teacher and fought with him.
Uh-oh.
And he was kicked out
Of school.
of school.
Wow.
And my grandfather, he said, why you don't want education so you're allowed to work? So he got a job as a coolie.
Okay, so he's unloading trucks and loading trucks.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what he did, he said, well, what the hell, why should I work? Why don't I form a company?
Wow. He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah. And so what he did, he got some good workers and told them, you work for me and I pay you.
How old was he?
About 13, 14 years.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
In those days,
That's
that
amazing.
was full grown. So he started to talk to people. And they thought that it was a better idea than go and stand in a line and do
To
this.
get a job, I go work for him.
Yeah. Other people saw it and they started the company similar. Now this is something we heard.
Right,
I mean, how much is true, how much is false,
right,
but the success means that
right.
he was one of the most successful persons. He formed this company and he said the hell with working. He managed it
Wow.
and made money. Other people said, hey, if he can do it,
I
why
can do
can't I?
So your father had a lot of money, it sounds like.
Yes, he made a lot of money. He was a smart man.
With no education, but he was street smart.
Yeah, but the trouble is, he educated himself
So he read a lot.
and he worked himself so he could be invited to sit and have dinner with the governor.
Wow. So how many businesses did he have?
He had business as soon as you talked to him.
He,
If he thought that he'll make money. That was his business. He had coal mines, he had just...
Really?
Yeah, he got involved in anything that returned a dollar.
Whatever he touched, he was good at.
He just worked to make money.
Well, how many employees did he have?
We had about 100, 200.
Wow.
It's amazing.
From the ages of 1 to 10, do you recall anything that was special in your life or anything that was difficult in your life?
I don't think so, because we were raised just like the whole family. I mean, you were born and they took care of you.
So you never had any difficulties?
No, we never had any. That's one thing my folks did. They provided.
What early values did they teach you? They taught you religion, they taught you studying. Anything else that you could think of?
Every parent, grandparents wanted each one of us to be Einstein or...
Really? So they put a lot of pressure on you?
Yes. The thing was, the two things, we understood the religion and education. Those two were very important.
Can you tell me what your parents would say to you that would make you feel that you needed to be successful? Any stories your mom and dad used to tell you at dinner or that really you still carry to this day?
No, I think I'll put it this way. They created the way of life in such a way that we knew that as we grow up, we'll have to do this and this and this. That was the duty of the parents and the people who raised us, that they watched us, that if we were falling behind or we were cheating or things like that, we were corrected that you can't do this, I mean, it's not good for you. They did the best they could, and we did the best not to do it.
And so it sounds like your growing up years were good years.
Very good.
So-
We were lucky.
So your mother and father really made it feel
Yes.
excellent.
My parents worked hard and made it very comfortable for us.
Is there anything specific that you remember about where you lived? Was it a big house? Was it a small house?
We had a very big house.
Does your family still own the house?
My nephews owned the house.
Oh, so you can still go see the house. So what kind of feelings do you get when you go there? Are they good feelings?
Yes, because it just reminds me of the growing up.
Right, right. Did you play any sports when you were a child?
Yeah, the sports we played was a local sport.
So
The
which
one you
which
see
game
the-
was your favorite?
Cricket.
And what position did you play?
I was a bowler.
And that's the one you were the best at as well?
Yeah, that's where I took interest.
Were you a good athlete?
No.
As we go into maybe 11 to 21 years old, I'd like to ask the same questions that I asked from 1 to 10, which are, is there anything you remember in particular during those times?
No, that 11 to 20 is very serious studies.
What education level did you finally finish at?
You have to go 2 years to college and then go into a technical school.
And so you went to a technical school. And what is that, another 2 years, another 4 years?
4 years.
So you had 18 years of school.
Yeah, it's about when you're about 21, 20, you're still in school.
Were you a very good student in high school and college?
I was a good student, not very good. I mean, I qualified for further education.
Okay. It sounds to me that education is really important to you.
Very important.
For all of us and your grandkids, can you explain to them why it's so important?
Because that's how you progress. Otherwise, you will left behind.
How old were you when you came to the United States?
About 25.
And can you tell us the story of how it came about that you came to the United States?
Oh, just for further education.
So can you kind of tell me how you ended up in Minnesota? That's kind of an interesting place.
Oh, one of my relative had a scholarship in Minnesota.
Okay.
He was a very brilliant student and he got scholarship. He would always talk about how good was Minnesota. And then there is Florida. You want to be a playboy? Go there. So he had been here and he gave us real good indication.
Right.
And the thing, what attracted United States was that we could get education. It was in Europe, India. It was a very difficult to get admission.
Hmm.
Over here, you got admitted. If you didn't get the grade, you got kicked out. So there was more freedom to better yourself.
So what degree did you get in Minnesota?
Master's.
So the sacrifices of your father actually paved the way
Yeah,
for your education and your brothers and sisters' education.
everybody.
So was everybody educated in your family?
Yes, everybody was educated after.
Even the women?
Yes,
Okay, nice.
yeah.
What was your first car?
The first car I had was a rundown Ford in Minnesota. People would hire me to use my car and take them sightseeing, and which I saw Minnesota quite a bit.
So they would pay you. So you did. So while you were studying, you worked a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of it, just because we wanted to see the country also.
Sure. So how did you get to Southern California?
Well, I wanted to come to California.
And you didn't know why?
I wanted to come to California because of it was a fascinating thing of movie industries, aeroplanes.
And where did you meet your wife?
Here.
Here you met her. Were you introduced?
But I had a friend and he was going out with another nurse and she brought her and one of those things.
One of those things. Lou's not Muslim, right? Lou was not Muslim.
No, she converted and then went back and forth. She's a heathen just like me.
Did your family or your mother and father ever have any issues with you marrying an American woman?
Yeah.
They did.
They didn't like it. I took her there and we got married under Muslim laws also. And she is a Muslim now. She was married under the Muslim.
But
went to India.
you know, she's been a very good mother.
Yeah, she has been. And we tried. I mean, I tried to tell her how I wouldn't let her do the American style.
The American culture.
Yeah, and American base and all that. I said, no, the kids come first, their education comes first. I put my teaching
On them.
to get them where they are.
But you're a little, you strike me, you're a little like your father, because your father didn't listen to everything people told him either, right?
Yeah. And I did what I did, and I want to pass it on to my kid. The same thing my dad passed it on to me.
Your love for your family really shows. It's beautiful. So can you tell me something about what you admire about your wife?
Earlier in life, she adopted, eat and cook like an Indian, which helped me quite a bit.
You come to California from Minnesota. Were you in California a long time before you got married, or you get married fairly quickly?
No, we're 2, 3, 4 years.
How did you decide this is where you wanted to start your family, that you wanted to stay in the United States?
I don't know.
Just happened.
Just got drunk probably.
Just got drunk?
Yeah. I'm being honest with you.
I love it. I love it. Are you a Democrat or Republican?
I'm an independent.
Independent. And can you tell me why?
Parties try to control you. This is one of the very few countries which they have a party like independent.
And that's why you liked it.
That's why I like it. That I can do what I want to, not you. When I came to this country, it was not all smooth. There were a lot of problems. If you were white, you were okay. If you were anything but white, you had to work twice as hard. And actually, that helped me. Because I am of that type that if you can do it, I can do it better. This is one of the best countries in the world.
The United States is a different culture, right?
To an extent, you can live with my culture perfectly well over here. It's just that you have limited friends, limited things.
I think what I mean by it is that trying to instill all the values is much more difficult in a culture there the values are not similar.
No, you got a better opportunities over here
Okay.
than we have. When you start striving to earn money and it's not there,
Oh, that's hard.
your mind plays game with you. Over here, it's hard work and you can achieve anything.
Wow.
Over there, it's becoming hard work, but at one time, hard work with lot of pass-through bucks.
We have no idea how blessed we are here. You know, as you came here culturally, did you ever feel like people treated you incorrectly or racist or anything like that? Did you ever feel that or?
To tell you the truth, no. Because wherever I went, I was more qualified than they were.
You were more prepared.
In education
So you worked harder too.
and work hard. We were brought up a little bit different than a lot of people, family, because we all were hard workers and we succeeded throughout.
You basically have the American dream, your story, right?
Yeah,
It's the American
because
dream.
the main thing is the American dream with my family's teaching.
Let me ask you, what do you dislike about the American culture?
In one word, they are cocky,
Not humble.
not humble. I've lived over here for almost 60 years or 70 years. I think for the first time I'm seeing that we are getting dirty because Trump is not an honest man. He's a crook. And all the introductions he is doing is not for this country. He is doing for himself.
When you were growing up, you know, as a kid. What were your thoughts on business?
Nothing.
You didn't think about it.
No, because we thought that we'll just move into the construction business. I started with uh, designing mostly, not construction. I was designing structure. And one fine morning, one of my friend came in, hey, I've got couple of walls to build, could you help me? I said, sure. So I designed the wall, I got the permit, and he finished it. I watched him, and it was part where I was doing in India, I mean my family. So I put two and two together, why not? Started construction.
That's great. And so you put two and two together and you built one wall, then you started building banks? Is that how you did the banks?
Yeah, I did. And to tell you the truth, the biggest bank customer is Mark Cohen. You met him.
Okay, I think so.
He was a project engineer. He had a contractor he liked back in the valley. Right near our office in Anaheim, a Bank of America, some lady backed into it and broke the column. And it became an emergency. So they called him, we've got an accident and all that. So he called his contractor. And the contractor said, I just don't have anybody. It has to wait. I can't do anything. All I can do is go and shore it up and Mickey Mouse it. So one of the project manager, he was giving me some work over there. I started to work on construction with him. He said, this contractor is about 2 miles away, and in about 15 minutes you'll get it done. Oh, he said, well, give me his phone number and address. So he called me, Mark Cohen. He said, I've got an emergency, can you go there? I said, yeah, we can go there. So we went there, and in about a week it was all done, and a friendship started. And to that extent, that he would take away jobs from other contractors and give it to me because we did the right way. Beautiful looking buildings, never a complaint, never come back. And we became one of the best friends.
You also had a very good ability of making relationships with your customers, right?
Yeah, I was taught that somebody gives you the work, you do it the right way, and you ask for the money.
And what was when you were running the business, what was the most people you had? Do you remember?
About 100.
That's a lot of people.
My father had taught me, don't let good people go. I did exactly what my father had told me.
Wow.
He was a different type of person. He understood people.
So Jake, would you classify yourself as being a relationship builder?
That's how we were raised. We never tried to make two people fight or something. All my employees never left me, except when they were moving out of
State or something.
state or something like that.
It sounds like your father taught you about money, how to make money.
He would put 2 shoe boxes empty shoe boxes on the table. And he would say, now, you put things people buy at the store on credit in this box, and we buy goods to sell, we have to pay in this box. And make sure that when you balance out, you have enough money to live on.
So you have more goods than you have credit.
Yeah.
Now, are there any special things he taught you individually?
Yes, he said if somebody kicks you in the ass, next time that guy is bending,
Kick him.
you kick so hard that he never gets up. That's what
That's what he said.
and don't cheat on your employee.
Don't cheat on your employees.
You know, my dad always said, if you want something, go and work for it. And that is the truest statement that you'll ever hear.
Right. Now, if I told you to choose one memory in business, what would that memory be?
The best memory I can tell you is building ATM for the Bank of America.
And do you remember how many ATMs you did? Thousands?
I think so. I was the pioneer. I had started the ATM.
And so you took on the ATMs because no one else.
They refused it. So they said, you take all of it. I said, yeah, I'll take all of it.
The lesson to be learned is by being disciplined and just showing up, you can beat out a lot of people.
Yeah, it's if they give you a time, you better be there. I am very punctual. I used to be, not now.
But now you're retired, but semi-retired. You still work, but you're.
No, I don't work. I mean, I bullshit.
I bullshit. You know what I like about you so much, Jake, is you're very honest and straightforward.
That's what I do.
Your family taught you that there's no such word as can't.
Well, my family said, if somebody can do it, you can do it. And that was a very good advice.
I saw the company was number 4 in the Orange County Register. You saw that?
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's your legacy.
Yeah, and he's trying
Everything
for
we-
the number 1.
But everything we've been talking about was in the article.
Yeah,
Very nice. Congratulations, Jake.
thank you very much.
Can you think of one time or a memory and you saw your lessons and the outcome and how it made you feel?
Don't tell this to Adam or Tammy. They did exactly what I was doing. But every time we sat down for discussion, said, Dad, your days are gone. We are doing something new. And still he's doing the same thing I used to do.
So what you're saying is you passed along good and he got wiser.
Yeah.
That's great.
I succeeded somewhere, I failed somewhere. They are better than me in most respect, but then they have a lot to learn about how you develop a business. And I think they have done a real good job.
Jake, what is the best memory you have with your wife?
For having these 2 kids,
You really love your family, don't you, Jake?
I try to keep them.
But they mean everything to you.
You are right there.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. So I thought we would start today with some of the thoughts you had around how to raise kids.
You bring it out in the open and you realize that being the head of the family, you say, I know it all. That is the mistake most people make. I think your kids are a lot smarter than you are.
The advice would be to ask them what they want.
That is the
listen,
Yeah.
and then help them.
I tried to do it that way. The thing is how to guide them. Don't make them enemies. Don't say, you shithead, you don't know nothing. You say, hey, I'm learning from you. Let's sit down and talk. Teach me something. And you know, they're not stupid, these kids. See, those are the small things. Doesn't cost you money. It costs you patience. To tell you the truth, instead of a father, I tried to be a dictator. But I changed.
Did your father ever tell you good job?
No, it was very difficult to get any compliments out of them.
Now, do you think you're the same way?
No, and I think now, probably if you talk to Adam and Tammy, they may say something else. I think I did a good job of raising the kids. To tell you the truth, I'm proud of my both kids. They did exactly and they did better than I did. The only thing which I disapproved and don't like it, the money got involved in it at the farm. That's the worst thing that has happened to this family.
So what would be your advice to Adam, to Tammy, about how they do moving forward with their kids? So that money doesn't get in the middle of their relationship.
To tell you the truth, they know it because of the fight. So they'll do a much better job than I did. They never had to worry about where the money is coming from. I try to provide that. You know, you won't believe me, but my dad used to say, the worst enemy you have to deal with is money.
What do you admire about Adam?
He's a go-getter, and that's what I want.
What do you admire about Tammy?
Tammy is the same way. They're both very successful. Tammy could have taken this company into $1 million company, but she got burnt out and she wanted to raise the kid, and I could blame her for it. I took the good part of the American way of life and the Indian way of life and tried to teach them. Both systems have good and both systems are bad. It is up to you to decide what you want to do. And I think that's why my kids escape some of the bad part. They are not super, but they are regular kids. If somebody needs $1, they'll give it to you.
Oh,
And that's what I'm proud of. Life is a puzzle. And what you do, you take the best of everything and let the bad part go. And you got a good family.
When your time finally is done on this earth, how would you like your life celebrated?
You have time for a certain day set by the American standard, come and put a flower on my grave. as simple as I can get.